Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. All right, we're going to start this.
And now, Lictus Oil and Propane and Clymer presents Clymer Sherman Panama Wolfpack Baseball play-by-play coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream at channel989.org. This broadcast is presented by J. Edwards Insurance in Panama and Jamestown, Mosher Carpeting in Clymer, Land Pro Equipment in Clymer and Falconer, Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, the Cornerstone Restaurant in Sherman, Clymer Hardware and Home Center.com, Triple E Manufacturing, TripleEMFG.com, Countertop Solutions, and by Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer, LictusOilAndPropane.com. And now let's head to the field for all the action of CSP Wolfpack Baseball play-by-play.
Good afternoon, baseball fans, and welcome to Chautauqua Lake Central School, where the CSP Wolfpack play visitors to the Chautauqua Lake Thunderbirds as CSP plays their fourth and final game of the week. We're 3-0 through the first three, so CSP is looking to complete the 4-0 record for the week. My name is Kyle Hinsdale. I'm joined today by Pat Catanese, and we're happy to bring you CSP Wolfpack Baseball on Channel 98.9 and Facebook Live. CSP comes in with a
10-3 record, I
of
believe.
10-3, yep.
Correct, yeah.
And we're going to get started right away here. So timing was pretty good today. And Austin White, the traditional leadoff hitter for the Wolfpack, is going to step to the plate. Beautiful day here in Chautauqua Lake, Pat.
Absolutely. I see where Chautauqua Lake went with a Mother's Day uniform today.
Oh, is that what it is?
I believe so.
Yeah, they've got Grandma, they've got Mom on the backs of their jerseys. So nice little touch. And there's a strike in for the first strike of the game. So that's going to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike against Austin. Austin led off the game last night against Westfield with a home run over the right field fence. So we would take that again.
Absolutely.
No pressure,
Great
Austin.
start.
And there's strike 2. That ball's
looked a little high
in the zone, so we'll see if that remains consistent throughout the day. Field's in fantastic shape, it looks, Pat.
Yeah, it looks really nice. Looks like the boys got to be up there swinging today. It doesn't look like he has his zone widened out, it looks like right now.
And there's a slow curveball outside of the zone, so it evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, these boys have played a lot of baseball this week.
Chautauqua Lake pitcher today is Webb on the mound. And there's a well-hit ball to right field, and that's going to drop in for at least a single for Austin White.
It's a nice hit.
So just like he started the game off last night with a hit, Austin White gets on base to lead off the top of the first, and that's going to bring Bryce Hinsdale to the plate. Nice piece of hitting there by Austin, and we're a way better team when he's hitting the ball in that leadoff spot.
Yeah, it's nice to get your leadoff running around and make everybody start thinking we can do this. Builds the confidence right off the start.
Yeah, there's a ball outside. Really nice job by the catcher there to stop that. That ball was way outside.
Olson is the catcher.
So good stop by Olson. He kept Austin at first base. I know we commented on it every game, Pat, but the backstop is quite a ways back here.
That's correct. This one is deep.
Chautauqua Lake. And there's a strike on the inside part of the plate. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Bryce Hinsdale. A little surprised that Austin is not stealing, but with the lefty on the mound, makes it a little bit more difficult to get the good jump. The ball low there, so 2 balls and 1 strike.
I don't know if Austin will be there long, though.
Umpires in all red today, Pat, with their
what does that mean? Does
I
that
have no idea.
A meaning?
I've seen them in red but this and in black/blue, whatever that.
Yes.
Whatever you call that other color,
yeah.
And but this is the first time this year that we've had a umpiring crew wear red.
I was wondering if they were like from Cattaraugus County and we have so many games they needed to fill in, or they just choose to wear the red. So they're keeping an eye on Austin over there, that's for sure.
So 2 balls and 1 strike here to Bryce. See if he can find a hole in this defense somewhere. Ball's quite a bit outside, so if that's going to be where the strike zone is for lefties, then you got to be driving that thing to left field.
Yeah.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Austin White with a leadoff single at first. Ball high, so.
Kyle, this fence looks very deep here tonight. Doesn't it look a long ways out?
The outfield?
Yeah. Oh, my.
Yeah, outfield fence does look.
There's no signs up to tell us distance, but how many say it's far?
There goes Austin, and that ball's outside for ball 4. So the Wolfpack get their first 2 batters on base. And that's going to bring Gabe Roth to the plate. If you're just joining us, we're 3 batters into the game here, and there's a little dribbler back to the pitcher, and he's going to get the out at first. So Gabe was able to advance the runners for out number 1, but that's going to put runners at second and third for the Wolfpack. Austin White at third and Bryce Hinsdale at first. And Trent Burchanowski is going to step into the box with 2 ducks on the pond here and only 1 out in the top of the first. No,
Austin was down the line quite a ways.
Yeah, Austin was down quite a ways. And hopefully for those folks that are watching on Facebook Live today, we got a fairly good
nice view.
Camera view for you, so you should be able to catch all the action today. There's a ball on the inside part of the plate for strike 1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to the senior from Clymer.
Yeah, I'm thinking a base hit here. Kyle's going to score 2 because Bryce has got a good lead at second.
There's a swing and a miss for strike 2.
Trent's been watching the umpire, though. He saw that he was calling those outside pitches, and he went for that one.
Yep. Mm-hmm. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Burchanowski. And that ball's in the dirt. Good stop by Olson there. Yeah. I do think anything to the backstop, Pat's probably going to score.
Going to move him up
move a guy from third to home.
Yep. Yeah, he saved a couple of advanced to bases or runs by his stops at catcher.
There's a ball in the dirt, so full count here to Burchanowski. So Webb going deep in the count on quite a few of the CSP batters here early in the game. Here's the payoff pitch. And that ball was on the inside part of the plate, and Trent did not like that one. But that is strikeout number 1 for Webb and out number 2 of the inning, and that's going to bring Tate Catanese to the plate. See if he's able to get these runs across the plate with a base hit here. That ball is inside for ball 1.
I was surprised that he didn't call that one a strike.
Yeah.
That one on Trent was really inside, but just so he, like you said earlier, just so he stays consistent, I'm okay with that.
And there's a ground ball to third.
Oh, Bryce, what are you doing?
Bryce is going to get stuck in the middle here. And this is going to not go well. So another base running error for CSP. We had lots of that on Monday night, and or maybe it was Wednesday night, Pat. But so the base running error is going to be out number 3 of the inning. So CSP gets bat on the ball and gets runners on, but they strand 2.
We got 1 run, though. Austin did score.
Oh, did Austin score?
Austin scored on Tate's hit. Yep.
Okay, so that run does run does count.
Sure.
Got it. Okay.
Yep.
So that is going to make it so CSP strands 1 and scores 1, and that's going to make it 1-0 after the top half of the first. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Support for coverage of CSP Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Triple E Manufacturing in Sherman. Triple E offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. 800-295-4282 or online at tripleemanufacturing.com.
In baseball, these are the moments that bring us to our feet.
But the most important moment happens when we all stand together.
United for a great cause.
So join Major League Baseball and stand up to cancer
as we stand in honor of all loved ones affected by this disease.
I'm Jordana Brewster.
I'm Candace Patton.
Joe Manganello.
I'm Matt Damon, and cancer has in some way touched all of us.
Visit standuptocancer.org/MLB.
Stand up with us.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Welcome back to Wolfpack Baseball on Channel 98.9, and we're happy to bring the CSP broadcast to you today from Chautauqua Lake, New York, where CSP is taking on the Chautauqua Lake Thunderbirds. I should say Mayville, New York, Pat.
Yes, that's right.
And so after the top of the first, CSP leads 1-0. And Austin White, the senior from Clymer, is going to get the call today to get the start. Had Gabe Roth started Monday night, Bryce Hinsdale Wednesday night. Gabe Roth got the start again last night and pitched a gem. And Austin's now going to get the mound. I would imagine today, Pat, will see both Austin and Tate. That would make the most sense. Get Tate some innings.
Yeah, they're both available, so.
So first batter for Chautauqua Lake is Hughes. He's playing second base today. So traditional lineup for the Wolfpack with Austin on the mound, which means Grant is behind the plate. Bryce Hinsdale at first. Trent Burchanowski at second. Gabe Roth is at short. Tate Catanese at third. And Dylan Michael in right or left. Blake Kopta in center. Caden Beckerink in right field. And that pitch was the first strike by Austin.
2-1 on this batter. How did we do against this team last time, Kyle, when we played them? Did we beat them? We did beat them,
yeah,
I know, but I don't know.
I think we even 10-runned them,
did we?
I'm not positive on that. So 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Hughes. For those that have been around baseball in Chautauqua County for a long time, Chautauqua Lake coached by Mike Cummings. There's a swing and a miss for strikeout number 1.
I think Matt Cummins is the head coach. His son.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Matt did coach at JCC for a few years, I believe.
Okay.
If I'm correct in that.
And I got the first name for
Mike is
right?
Mike. Yep, Mike is
That's
his father, and obviously he's assisting him. Father-son combo.
So up next for Chautauqua Lake is Henry playing shortstop, and there's a strike on the outside part of the plate.
Well,
so
it looks like the umpire's consistent.
We
Yeah.
can definitely tell early on this strike zone is fairly big today. There's a ball high, so 1 ball and 1 strike. I think Austin's last start, Pat, might have been early last week.
It was Brockton of last week.
Brockton in Sherman.
Yeah, last Thursday.
And he pitched 4 really good innings, and then kind of the wheels came off a little bit in the 5th.
But tonight when you have, we got Tate in the wings, and also I think Bryce is probably available if needed tonight too. So
there's a ball outside. So Austin goes to 3-1 on the number 2 batter for the Thunderbirds. Olson, the catcher, is on deck. There's a strike on the outside part. So full count here for Austin White. 1 out here in the bottom of the first.
It's a pretty view from up here, Kyle.
It is.
It's a nice complex.
And there's a pop-up down the first base side.
Bryce
That's going to
be able to make that. Yep.
In foul territory, but Bryce makes the catch. So that's out number 2.
Kyle, as we talked the other night at Panama, how the fences on the first and third base line are so close. Now, here's a different story. If it gets by somebody trying to throw them out, they'd be able to go and maybe get 2 out of it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, these fences along each baseline are quite a ways back. So that's going to bring Olson, the number 3 hitter for Chautauqua Lake, to the plate. And there's a pop-up that's going to get foul. So Austin ahead early, no balls and 1 strike. Chautauqua Lake comes into the contest, Pat, 5-8 overall, 5-5 record in league.
Austin stepped off for a second. I think he had a bug in his glove or something.
Ranks 7th in Class C currently. There's a strike.
What's our current ranking in C?
So we're 4th in C. Gowanda leads the Class C with a 12-1 record.
Wow.
Followed by Portville at a 10-1 and Frewsburg at 14-2. So there's a foul back beyond home plate here. So it is, this is our first year in C, Pat, but it's your traditional powerhouses at the top of
Gowanda and
C,
Portville.
which is Gowanda and Portville. So they'll be tough outs, as will Frewsburg, who had a bit of a scare last night from Maple Grove, but they were able to fight their way back. And there's a pop-up to center, and Blake Kopta is going to come underneath it, and that's going to be out number 3. So 1, 2, 3 here in the bottom of the first for the Wolfpack. And after 1, they lead at 1-0. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
This Wolfpack broadcast is brought to you in part by Cornerstone Restaurant and Bakery at 104 East Main Street in Sherman. The Cornerstone offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and baked goods. The phone number is 716-234-4002, or find them on Facebook. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Cornerstone in Sherman for their support.
Support for CSP Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by Clymer Hardware and Home Center. Serving the Clymer area since 1873 with all your hardware needs at 8746 West Main Street and online at ClymerHardwareandHomeCenter.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack from Clymer Hardware and Home Center.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. The Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
Welcome back, where CSP, after 1, leads the Chautauqua Lake Thunderbirds by a score of 1-0. And CSP is going to bring their 6, 7, and 8 hitters to the plate. I will say, Pat, we've seen Olson behind the plate for Chautauqua Lake make a couple good blocks. I've also watched him throw it down a couple times to second base, and it doesn't look like an arm we want to test really today.
You're right. I think he's a pretty good catcher.
Yeah.
Speaking of pretty good catcher, ours is up to bat right now.
Yes, he is. Yep, that was a good lead-in right there. So Grant Lictus, junior from Clymer, is going to step to the plate for the Wolfpack.
This bottom part of the order hit the ball well last night, Kyle,
did.
so hopefully they can keep it up.
Grant's had 2 games now where he's been making good contact. And he's up there swinging, and that ball is going to land aimlessly here alongside third base side. Surprised nobody even made an effort for that, Pat.
No.
So Grant's up there swinging away, which is good. We've talked about that on the broadcast, about swinging at first pitch strikes, and we're big fans of it. And there's a ground ball to first. He bobbles it, but plenty of time.
All right,
and
he
he's
hit the ball hard, though.
Step on the bag, so out number 1, but good contact there for Grant Lictus. It was a well-hit ball. Just good play defensively by Ormsby down at first, and that's going to bring Blake Kopta to the plate for the Wolfpack.
To build on your first strike swinging, you might as well tonight because the zone is so big that you don't know. If you watch the ones you normally watch, it might be called a strike. So if he throws that first one down the pipe, you might as well be hitting it.
And that just hit him, Pat.
Oh, my.
So that's going to be hit by pitch, and that's going to give the Wolfpack their first base runner of the inning. And Webb, Pat, is not he's not an overpowering pitcher, but he's going to throw strikes, and he does move the ball around in the zone fairly well.
Yes, the curveball has a little bit of a twist to it. So, And he's working the batters, like the left-handers. He wasn't going inside on them.
Yep.
He was keeping it outside, where the boys got to just go with that pitch and hit it to left field, the left-handers. You know, and he's inside on the right-handers.
So that's going to bring Dylan Michael to the plate, who had a stand-up double last night to dead center field in Westfield that just missed getting over the fence. And so he's coming to the plate with a hot bat. Caden Beckerink on deck, speaking of hot bats.
Yes. Yep. Coach Moreno telling him to go.
Being a little bit.
That would have been really aggressive.
That would have been really aggressive. That would have been really aggressive.
I think he thought that ball was going further than it did. I'm sure he thought it was.
So no balls and one strike here to Dylan. One out here in the top of the second. There's a swing and a miss for strike two. So Dylan down early.
Webb sure does take a long time looking at first. Boy, he really wants to make that runner nervous.
And here's the 0-2, and there goes Blake, and
he's up.
He's going to stand up. You know, Pat, I was just thinking about it as he stole. You know, you can have as big of an arm catcher behind the plate as you want. If the part of the issue with Webb is he's so slow delivering the pitch to the plate.
Slow delivery, and then
so
you get
once
a good
he
jump.
does start to make that motion, he just real slow, and so allows the Wolfpack runner to get a fairly good-sized lead.
Another good
stop by Olsen there.
Got a feel for these catchers. I mean, Grant's caught 4 games this week.
Yeah, that's right.
He's going to welcome a weekend of rest.
I think so are the announcers.
Mm-hmm.
2 balls and 2 strikes, and that one.
You really got to protect with this umpire because he may call an outside pitch. There you go.
And there's a ground ball right back up
Tough
the middle.
one to play.
It's going to be tough for the shortstop. And he makes a nice play and throw and gets Dylan at first. Good hustle by Dylan Michael. Even better play by the shortstop, Henry.
Dylan made that a very close play at first.
And that's going to bring Caden Beckerink to the plate. He was at least 2 for 2 last night, and he's not wasting any time. Last night he hit first pitch strikes on both of his first 2 at-bats. So if he sees something he likes, I would imagine this thing's going to be hit too. And the ball high to start off his at-bat.
Be nice to get this running.
Blake Kopta at third. CSP with a 1-0 lead here in the top of the second. 2 outs. And there's a foul tip that gets to the backstop. A 1-1.
We've done a lot of damage this week with 2 outs, so.
Yeah, we have.
That's a good thing. So Potter, keep it going here. Get to the top of the order and let them guys roll with it. But like I said, the bottom of this order has been pretty hot.
Yeah.
They were hot last night.
Hot last night for sure. 2 balls and 1 strike to the kid they call Potter.
If you haven't heard it through our mics from the boys over there.
And Webb's trying to get that outside pitch, and right now it's just a hair too far outside. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Austin White on deck. leadoff batter for the Wolfpack. And good job by Caden fighting that one off. That was on the outside part of the plate. That probably would have been called a strike.
Probably, I agree. Yep, he did the right thing there. He did the right thing.
Going to find all foul balls today, Pat. There's a tree in the area.
You're right. Very well should.
The hardest you might have to look for one is underneath a vehicle. And there's a slow ground ball. And Caden Beckerink is going to beat that one out. So Webb, the pitcher, had a little trouble getting that ball out of his glove. And as a result, Caden Beckerink gets a infield single and an RBI, so it's going to make it 2-0 CSP, and that's going to bring Austin White to the plate. Austin hit the ball hard to right field, I think, at first at bat.
Yep, he had a single in the first at bat.
Here's a swing and a miss for strike one, foul tip. No balls and one strike.
I wonder how long Potter's going to be at first, Kyle.
Yeah, I would imagine they try to get him over there. There's an inside pitch for strike two, so no balls and two strikes to Austin White. Today's starting pitcher for the Wolfpack.
Got to protect now. Got to protect, which he will. Potter's probably rolling on this one. Yep.
And there's a ground ball to first, and Ormsby makes the grab, and that's going to be out number 3. So CSP, that's just like they did in the top of the first. They strand one, but they get one across the board, and that's going to, after 1.5, it is 2-0 Wolfpack. We'll be right back.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Support for coverage of CSP Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Triple E Manufacturing in Sherman. Triple E offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. 800-295-4282 or online at tripleemanufacturing.com.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is brought to you in part by Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, a leading provider of new, heat-treated, and recycled pallets and wood services since 1993. Find them online at caflischpallet.com. Phone 716-355-4354. Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services wishes the Wolfpack the best of luck this season.
Welcome back to beautiful Mayville, New York, where the Chautauqua Lake Thunderbirds are playing host to your CSP Wolfpack Baseball. And CSP leads by a score of 2-0 after 1.5 innings. And Austin White, today's starting pitcher for the Wolfpack, is going to see batters 4, 5, and 6 in the bottom of the second. You know, we commented last night, Pat, on the nice weather that we had over in Westfield. It wasn't windy. I've been over here, too, and it's been terrible and windy and very little very little wind today.
It's a nice cooling breeze up here right now.
Yep. And there's a pop-up down the third base line. It's Tate Catanese catches it in foul territory, and that's going to be out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out here for Austin White. And that's going to bring number 17, Smith, to the plate.
This is C. Smith. I see there's a C. Smith and a B. Smith.
C. Smith. If they were doing it in alphabetical order, they probably should have had B. Smith first.
Yeah.
So here's C. Smith. And he looks at strike 1 on the first pitch. And there's a well-hit ball.
Ooh, nice
and
try
almost
by
Trent
Trent.
Burchanowski almost got it, but just over his outreaching glove, and that's going to be hit number 1 for the Thunderbirds today. So C. Smith reaches on a single, and that's going to bring B. Smith to the plate, playing center field today.
Colin, I'm looking at the scoreboard out there. I'm wondering if that's powered by solar. See them 2 things on the top?
Yeah, it looks like it could be.
What a great idea.
Yeah. There's a pop-up down the first base side. Bryce Hinsdale's underneath it and in foul territory, makes out number 2. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the second, and CSP, their 2 outs have been in fly balls in foul territory on the infield. So today's starting pitcher for Chautauqua Lake, Webb, the number 7 hitter, steps to the plate. C. Webb on first.
C. Smith.
C. Smith. What did I say?
C. Smith.
Webb.
Yeah, C. Webb.
I was saying, Pat, that I see Webb out there.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was saying.
Good.
Checked C. Smith over at first. There's a ball in the dirt.
block,
Good stop
Grant.
by Grant there. Keeps Smith at first base. Two balls and no strikes. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. There's foul. So Webb stays alive.
Yeah, these schools like Westfield and Chautauqua Lake, they have an advantage. They can use the same balls during the game. In Panama, we lose a lot of balls. I don't know, though. Colin Sturgis did a great job
He
the other
did.
night
Every
retrieving
time
them.
he went in the woods, he came out with a ball.
Might have been
It
one
may-
from a couple
I was
games
gonna say,
earlier.
It may
but
not have been the one that was just recently hit, but it came out with a ball either way. Two balls and 1 strike. And there's a foul ball down the left field line. So that evens the count at 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2-0 Wolfpack here in the second inning. And there he swings at a high pitch that he fouls off, so Webb stays alive.
that ball was starting to drop down into the zone. He made the – I could see it. I'm standing right behind it. Now, it looked high, but I think it was going to cross perfectly.
Yeah. We saw this the other night, Pat. If I was Austin, I'd ask for that plate to be brushed off. I can't even hardly see
I
it.
agree.
And there's a swing and a miss. There's strikeout and throw out at first on the pass ball or on the drop ball, and that's going to be out number 3. So Chautauqua Lake strands one after a single by Smith. CSP tightens down, and after 2, they lead by a score of 2-0. We'll be right back.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Support for Wolfpack baseball coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided by Countertop Solutions in Clymer. Go Wolfpack from Countertop Solutions.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. The Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
Support for CSP Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by Clymer Hardware and Home Center, serving the Clymer area since 1873 with all your hardware needs at 8746 West Main Street and online at clymerhardwareandhomecenter.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack from Clymer Hardware and Home Center.
Welcome back, where CSP leads by a score of 2-0 as we enter the top half of the 3rd inning. As we mentioned before, CSP playing their 4th game of the week. One on Monday night over Pine Valley, beat Casadega Valley on Wednesday night, and then shut out Westfield last night by a score of 13-0. So looking to complete the sweep of the week here in Mayville, New York.
Be a nice week if they could do that.
Yeah.
Make for a great week.
And CSP here in the top of the 3rd is going to bring their 2, 3, and 4 hitters to the plate. And Webb is going to get his 3rd inning of the game, or at least start the 3rd inning of the game.
He's been throwing a nice game. He's throwing strikes. You know, that's all you ask of a pitcher. And like you said earlier, he's not throwing real hard, but it's keeping us at bay. I mean, boys aren't really hitting the ball a lot.
Reminds me of like I remember watching Tom Glavine and Greg Maddox. They didn't overpower you, but they just moved the ball, particularly Glavine, and
they
would move the
positioned
ball
it well
around in the strike zone and really painted those edges. So that's going to bring Bryce Hinsdale to the plate. Bryce, I think, walked.
Walked in the first inning,
Walked
yes.
in the first inning. And Webb starts him off with a ball in the dirt. Good stop by Olson. And there's ball 2, so 2-0. So the first hit batter of the inning for the Wolfpack.
Sure, Bryce is going to wait for that first strike.
If you're watching us for the first time tonight or for multiple times, we encourage you to let us know where you're watching from and try to keep this interactive. So if you've got any questions on the game or the Wolfpack or
That's enough. That's enough. We don't need to get into anything more than that.
Drop us a line and we'll try to respond on air. We have our loyal watchers.
Okay,
And
now he's got
Bryce
that first
did
strike.
not have the green light there, so now it's 3 balls and 1 strike to the sophomore from Panama. There's a ball inside. So leadoff hitter here in the 3rd inning gets on, and that's going to bring Gabe Roth to the plate. And Coach Cummings is going to come out and
Gabe hit back to the pitcher in the first inning.
Kind of a nubber right off the end of the bat.
So, Kyle, you've seen the schedule for the Bills. I see that they have 6 primetime football games.
I mean, like 5 years ago, Pat, the Bills had like 15 1:00 games.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah.
And so that tells you how much that franchise has turned around, and it all turned around when number 7. When I think even what's even stranger is they have 5 1:00 games all year.
Yes,
and I think
they go on at like a 7 or 8 game stretch where they don't play at 1:00.
Right, either 4:25 or
9:30. That international games at 9:30 a.m.
Yep. So Chautauqua Lake is going to make a pitching change here, and so as they take a break, we'll also take one with them. We'll be right back.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is brought to you in part by Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, a leading provider of new, heat-treated, and recycled pallets and wood services since 1993. Find them online at caflischpallet.com. Phone 716-355-4354. Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services wishes the Wolfpack the best of luck this season.
Support for Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Mosher's Carpeting at 8631 East Main Street in Clymer. Mosher's has carpeting and all types of flooring, serving the area for over 27 years. Online at mosherscarpeting.com.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. A Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
Welcome back, where we've got a pitching change here as Chautauqua Lake takes out Webb, and C. Smith is going to come in from his third base position in relief. And he's going to come in with and inherit a base runner at first in Bryce Hinsdale, who reached down on a walk to lead off the inning, and Gabe Roth, who dribbled one back to the pitcher back in the first inning, is going to be the first batter that Smith faces. Yeah, there's a strike on the outside part for strike one.
Now with the right-handed pitcher, they can get an extra step over there when they lead off.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the advantage a left-hander has. He's looking right at him.
Good move there by Smith. Bryce got in there safe, but it was fairly close. So still one strike here on Gabe. There's a ball high.
I want you to take notice of Tate's pants when he comes out, too, because Tate and I, Christy went out to dinner with Braden.
So
and
you guys were in charge
we
of
were in charge
pants?
of soaking and all that. I kind of screwed it up, but I think that she washed them.
Ooh, and that hits him in the back. So Bryce was stealing, and that may have distracted Smith a little bit. And either way, that ball hits Gabe Roth right squarely in the back. And so now CSP's got runners at first and second with no outs.
Yeah, so we soaked them and washed them, and then I think she washed them again. And
well, they still look white.
They look white.
They didn't turn blue or.
I didn't know I had to do the jersey and the stirrups separate than the whites, but I learned that quickly.
I would have known that.
Yeah, well, because I sprayed them like I was told, and sprayed the jersey and the stirrups.
There's a swing and a miss for Trent.
And let them sit in the washer. And then I realized, I better wash those first. So we got it done.
Shows the importance of the women in our lives.
Absolutely.
Right there.
Bryce has got a great lead at second.
For Bryce Hinsdale and Gabe Roth. So now we've got second and third with no outs and a count of 1 ball and 1 strike to Trent. So base hit more than likely scores 2 here, Pat. And there's a ground ball to short, and Bryce is going to take off and score, and Trent is going to get thrown out at first. So nice play again by the shortstop, Henry, for Chautauqua Lake. And that's going to be out number 1, but put an RBI on Trent Burchanowski's stat line for the day, and that's going to make it 3-0. Wolfpack. Gabe Roth stayed at second base. And there's a well-hit ball to right center, and that's going to drop, and that's going to bring Gabe Roth home, and Tate Catanese is in there with a stand-up double, RBI double for Tate Catanese, and that's going to make it 4-0 Wolfpack. You mentioned it last night, Pat. We were playing over in Westfield, and they had a huge gap between center and right field, and you made a comment that that's where Tate likes to hit it. Now, he didn't do it last night, but he just did it right there.
I think it's the very white pants.
I think it's the tender, loving care that those pants were given during the wash process.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, my word.
So that's strike number 1 to Grant Lictus. You can tell it's game 4 of the week for us, Pat.
Well, Grant, keep hitting the ball hard like you have been.
And there's a well-hit ball, but right to short, and he comes up throwing, and that's going to be out number 2.
But he advanced
Tate. And I would say, Pat, that in any normal situation where there's not a runner at second, that's a base hit for Grant.
Because he kind of did that mini shift.
The shortstop was shifted over to kind of hold Tate at second, and it went right to him. Otherwise, that's a base hit for Grant.
I agree.
We just need Grant to keep hitting bad on the ball, just like he's been doing. But right now, that ball looks like a balloon to Grant, which is great. So 2 outs here in the top of the third.
Blake was hit by a pitch in the second inning and came around to score for us. So
there's a swing and a miss. So 1-1. CSP leads by a score of 4-0 here in the top of the third. Tate Catanese at third base after a stand-up double. There's a ball high and outside.
2 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs.
There's a swing, foul tip. So dead ball. Otherwise, it would have been Tate would have been able to score on that one. So Smith comes in and is giving up a couple hits to the Wolfpack, but he's got a 2-2 count here now to Copta.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Yep.
Ball 3.
The ball low and outside, so full count here. To the number 7 hitter for the Wolfpack. And there's a well-hit ball down left field line and just foul. About 5 feet to the left of the foul line.
Yeah, 5 feet to the right, it would have been a double.
Yep. So it remains full count here. Dylan Michael on deck. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So CSP strands 1 here in the top of the 3rd, but they get 2 across the plate and lead it 4-0. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Support for coverage of CSP Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Triple E Manufacturing in Sherman. Triple E offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. 800-295-4282 or online at tripleemanufacturing.com.
In baseball, these are the moments that bring us to our feet.
But the most important moment happens when we all stand together.
United for a great cause.
So join Major League Baseball and stand up to cancer
as we stand in honor of all loved ones affected by this disease.
I'm Jordana Brewster.
I'm Candace Patton.
Joe Manganello.
I'm Matt Damon. Cancer has in some way touched all of us.
Visit standuptocancer.org/MLB.
Stand up with us.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Welcome back to CSP Wolfpack Baseball on Channel 98.9 and Facebook Live. We are broadcasting live today from Mayville, New York, where the Chautauqua Lake Thunderbirds are playing host to the CSP Wolfpack Baseball. And after 2.5 innings, the Wolfpack lead by the score of 4-0. And we are going to see 8, 9, and 1 hitters in this inning for the Thunderbirds. And leading it off is going to be number 6, Meadows, who's playing right field today. Austin White getting the start of his 3rd inning today. He's been very efficient through the first 2. And there's a hit to left field.
Tough.
And it's
nice try.
And that's going to be a fair ball. And Dylan's going to throw it in. I thought that
looked foul from here.
Me, but good diving effort there by Dylan to make that catch, but it's kind of a blooper that found a hole. So Chautauqua Lake gets the leadoff runner on with a double, and that's going to bring Nowicki to the plate. We'll see if wouldn't be surprised here, Pat, if he's bunting to try to advance that runner, particularly in the 9 hole here. And that's what we're seeing, and that's a strike 1. So,
boy, that ball looked like maybe we have a bad angle, but it did look like it was foul.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, but we definitely are not at the best angle.
No.
The one that had the best angle was the umpire, and that's who called it. So no balls and 1 strike. I would imagine you'll see Nowicki turn to bunt again. Nope. And now he's definitely not, because it's no balls and 2 strikes.
That was a nice curveball that came in there for a strike right there.
So Austin ahead early here after giving up the leadoff double. Good curveball there.
Got to give that last kid to hit the ball though. That was quite a floater for a fly ball. So I think Dylan made a great attempt on it.
Yeah, he did. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the batter. Nowicki, number 9 hitter for the Thunderbirds. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3, so much needed strikeout there by Austin White. And that is out number 1 of the inning, and that's going to bring the top of the order to the plate. And number 12, Hughes, today's second baseman.
Struck out in the first inning.
Do not expect bunting here, Pat, with 1 out.
No, I wouldn't think so.
Good stop there by Grant Lictus. That's going to keep the runner at second. You know, it gives the pitcher a lot of confidence, Pat, when they know that they can throw that curveball and not have to worry about if it's in the dirt that it's going to get to the backstop.
Yep. Yeah, both catchers have been stopping the ball very well tonight.
Yeah, I agree.
Knock on wood.
One ball and no strikes. There's a tip foul that's caught by Grant for strike 1. So 1 ball and 1 strike.
They're not going to give you any chips. It's not for you.
There's the 1-1. And
another curveball that was working its way into the zone.
Hughes fights that one off for strike 2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. See if Austin can ring him up here. Chautauqua Lake with their second base runner of the game standing at second base after a leadoff double. And there's a little blooper that's going to be foul down first base side.
Fighting hard to stay alive there. That was a nice little hit.
If that would have been fair, that would have been a problem.
Yes,
Pat.
He went with the pitch on that. So.
And anything outside, which is most of the outside stuff, if it's close, Pat, it's being called a strike. So to your point, you just need to take that ball opposite way.
Yep.
Live to see another day. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And there's a ball hit to left field, and Dylan Michael's going to be underneath it. And here comes the relay into third, and the ball's in the dirt. We weren't able to make the play, so Meadows was able to tag up and get to third. But we've got 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. And that's going to bring
Henry,
number 3 Henry, number 2 hitter, and their lineup to the plate.
Flew out to Bryce in the
And
first.
there's a hit to
Potter.
right field, and that's going to drop in and score a run. So RBI single for Henry as Meadows crosses the plate, and that's going to make the score 4-1 Wolfpack here in the bottom of the third. So Chautauqua Lake doing a little bit of damage here with 2 outs, and that's going to bring number 19, the catcher Olson, to the plate.
Flew out to Copta in the first inning. Center field.
So Austin checks Henry at first. He slides back safely. And there's first pitch strike to Olson. Two outs for the Wolfpack here. They check back, and he's in safe. So a lot of attention being paid to Henry with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Good curveball just on the outside part of the plate for ball 1, so that evens the count at 1-1. Sun has kind of gone away, Pat, and has turned into a little bit of an overcast, cloudy evening, but feels good still. And there's a pop-up to center field.
Right to
Blake Copta is underneath, and that's going to be out number 3. So the Thunderbirds of Chautauqua Lake strand 1, but they get 1 across the plate and make the score 4-1 after 4-1 CSP after 3 innings. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
This Wolfpack broadcast is brought to you in part by Cornerstone Restaurant and Bakery at 104 East Main Street in Sherman. The Cornerstone offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and baked goods. The phone number is 716-234-4002, or find them on Facebook. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Cornerstone in Sherman for their support.
Support for CSP Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by Clymer Hardware and Home Center. Serving the Clymer area since 1873 with all your hardware needs at 8746 West Main Street and online at ClymerHardwareandHomeCenter.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack from Clymer Hardware and Home Center.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. The Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
Welcome back to CSP Wolfpack Baseball. I'm Kyle Hinsdale, joined by Pat Catanese, and we're happy to bring CSP Wolfpack Baseball to you today from Mayville, New York, where CSP leads the Thunderbirds of Chautauqua Lake by a score of 4-1 after 3. And as we enter the top half of the 4th inning, it's going to be 8, 9, and 1 hitters for the Wolfpack. So that means Dylan Michael's going to lead off the inning. I believe Dylan reached back in the 2nd.
No, he grounded out to the shortstop. Yep.
Okay. That's right.
He advanced Copta.
It was a good hit, and he almost beat it out.
Correct.
If I remember correctly.
Made it very close, yes.
And that pitch is on the inside. I actually thought it was going to.
So did I. I thought it was going to hit him.
So 1 ball, no strikes to the senior from Clymer. That one looked pretty good there, Pat.
Yeah.
So
called it a ball, though.
Ball 2-0. Yeah, there's a strike for first strike of the at bat. So 2-1. Caden Beckerink on deck.
It's outside.
Ball's outside. So Smith behind early here. 3 balls and 1 strike to the leadoff hitter here in the top of the 4th. Wolfpack lead at 4-1. And there's a fly ball to left center, and the center fielder gets underneath it, and that's going to be out number 1. So good play out there in center field by B. Smith.
Hit that ball well.
He did hit it well. That's going to bring left-handed hitting, the first of what will be 3 straight left-handed hitters to the plate in Caden Beckerink.
Caden had a single his first at bat.
Swing and a miss for strike 1. And Caden's down early, no balls and 2 strikes. Austin White on deck. Center fielder playing a shade to the right. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So a 3-pitch strikeout of Caden Beckerink. And Smith and the Thunderbirds have 2 quick outs here in the top of the 4th. And that's going to bring Austin White to the plate. Grounded out his last time at bat. Singled back in the 1st.
Yep.
Ball's inside for ball 1. Chautauqua Lake playing good defense today, Pat. I don't think we've seen that. Ball's outside for 2-0. I don't think we've seen an error from either team.
No, not yet. No.
CSP's been putting bat on the ball.
Which we like to see. Make them earn it.
Yep. They're playing good defense. There's a strike right down the middle for strike 1. So 2-1 to Austin.
There's a giant gap between center fielder and the left fielder.
Yep.
But Austin's a pull hitter, so they've got him played right.
High and inside for ball 3. So 3-1 here with 2 outs. So CSP looks to see if they can get a base runner and create a little 2-out lightning. Strike 2. So full count to Austin.
Austin, let's go. You got this. Good ride.
Here's a payoff pitch. And that's inside and low for ball 4. So base on ball for Austin White. It gives us our first base runner of the inning, and that's going to bring number 2, Bryce Hinsdale, to the plate. I think Bryce walked his last time, Pat?
That's correct. He's walked both times today.
Both times. And there's a strike right down the heart of the plate for strike 1. No matter how much we talk about it around the dinner table, he refuses to swing at that first pitch strike.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right. Never listened to me anyways.
It's a different theory than you and I have. That theory because of what we think is, as a pitcher, you want to groove that first one. But a lot of people like to ring up the pitch counts on these high school kids.
Yeah. And there's another one right down the middle heart of the plate. So no balls and 2 strikes here early on Bryce Hinsdale. And they're going to check Austin over at first, and he's in safe.
What did he do to himself over there?
I'm wondering if maybe he got some dirt in his eye, Pat. So Austin's taking a called time at first.
Or may have landed wrong on the ground.
Yep. No balls and 2 strikes to Bryce Hinsdale. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. And there goes Austin, and that ball's high and inside. And Austin's going to slide in. That was kind of an awkward slide for Austin. But he's in safe, so he's got a first stolen base of the game. And now a base hit by Bryce may score a run here. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That ball's inside for ball 2. So 2-2 with 2 outs and runner on second.
Well, Austin's running on contact for that. Just get him a good jump. Oh.
And that's ball 3. So after being down 0-2, Bryce gets the full count. And there's a base hit to the gap and left center, and that's going to score Austin White, and that's going to be a stand-up double for Bryce Hinsdale. So an RBI double, and CSP is going to make it 5-1. Good piece of hitting there by Bryce after being down 0-2.
Last time up, Gabe was hit by a pitch, so let's give him an opportunity to hit.
Yep. So all of this action happening with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. So started with a 2-out walk to Austin. He was able to steal a base, and then a base hit by Bryce Hinsdale gets the run across. And there's a pitch inside.
Gabe almost took another one.
Gabe almost took another one. I think they call that small ball. The way the Wolfpack are scoring runs right now. Bryce on at second. 1 ball and no strikes to Gabe Roth. And there's a little dribbler, but
up the middle,
and that's going to get away from the shortstop. So that's going to be an infield single for Gabe Roth. Bryce advances from second to third. And so now the Wolfpack have first and third with 2 outs. That ball wasn't all that hit. It wasn't hit hard,
but it was in a good spot.
Hit in a good spot.
Yeah, great spot.
And that's going to bring the cleanup hitter, Trent Burchanowski, to the plate with CSP looking to add to their 5-1 lead. Imagine Gabe's going here. Yep. And Bryce is going to get picked off again. And he's safe. There's going to be a lesson at home tonight, Pat, because he's going to think he did something good because he scored. And that was terrible, to be honest with you. So we're going to have a little discussion on that.
I'm glad I'm not going home with you.
So CSP gets one across the plate. I think one could argue, and I think that's what Coach Cummings is arguing, is that he was out of the baseline.
Forced out, though. He was forced out of the baseline.
Yep, because I think the catcher was kind of in his way,
correct,
right?
Correct. Yep. Yep.
So he's having a discussion, but he heard what he wanted to hear, so.
Must be
in the
umpire
meantime,
doesn't-
Gabe was able to make his way from first to third.
Yep.
So 6-1 Wolfpack. 1 ball and no strikes to Trent Burchanowski, and Gabe Roth sits at third base, looking to get another insurance run here in the fourth.
Yeah, Bryce was lucky there, Kyle.
Yeah.
We're going to say that. And
Not sure how many times we got to have base running errors this week, but and there's a pop-up right back to the pitcher. He's calling for it, and that's going to be out number 3. So CSP strands 1, but they get 2 across the board, across the plate in the top of the fourth to make it 6-1. And we'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Support for coverage of CSP Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Triple E Manufacturing in Sherman. Triple E offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. 800-295-4282 or online at tripleemanufacturing.com.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is brought to you in part by Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, a leading provider of new, heat-treated, and recycled pallets and wood services since 1993. Find them online at caflischpallet.com. Phone 716-355-4354. Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services wishes the Wolfpack the best of luck this season.
Catcher was in the way.
Welcome back to Mayville, New York, where the CSP Wolfpack lead the hosting Chautauqua Lake Thunderbirds by a score of 6-1. CSP and Austin White, today's starting pitcher, is going to see 4, 5, and 6 hitters here in the bottom of the fourth. And number 21, Ormsby, is going to come to the plate. I can't speak for Clymer basketball, Pat, but I know for Panama basketball, this kid killed us.
Made us a little crazy, he did.
Yeah. He played really well against Panama both games. Big kid, aggressive.
Had some good moves down in there.
So he looked at ball 1, I think, on that first pitch. And there's a ground ball to the shortstop. Gabe Roth comes up throwing, and Bryce is able to keep his foot on the bag for out number 1. So good job by Gabe. Good job by Bryce keeping that foot on. And they're asking to check the play at first, and they called him out. So after discussing it, they aligned to the fact that Bryce kept his foot on the bag. That throw from Gabe led Bryce back up the baseline, Pat, and had to really stretch there. So 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth, and that's going to bring C. Smith.
He had a single in their first
the plate.
hit. Yep, had the first hit of their game in the second inning.
And he's now back in the third inning, came in relief of Webb. There's a ball in the dirt for ball 1. So 1-1 with 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth.
One and one on the batter. One out. Right back at you, Kyle.
And that one was right at me, Pat.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to snag it.
I wish that I could see that. Barehanded.
One ball, 2 strikes. And there he reaches for it, and that's going to be
trouble.
A blooper into the center field that finds green grass. And so C. Smith is 2 for 2 on the day. And that's going to bring B. Smith to the plate.
Flew out to Bryce in the second inning.
So 1 out here. You got speed on first if you're a Thunderbird fan.
It's a nice pitch.
And it's a foul back right beyond us for strike 1. And they throw over to first to check on Smith, and he gets back safely. So no balls and 1 strike to the batter. And there's a well-hit ball to center field, and that's going to be base hit number 2. So 2 straight singles for the Chautauqua Lake Thunderbirds, and here in the bottom of the fourth, they got a little action going with only 1 out and now runners at first and second. That ball was well hit.
Yes,
Pat.
Right over second base. Nicely done.
So that's going to bring today's starting pitcher for Chautauqua Lake, Webb, to the plate. Good stop there by Grant Lictus behind the plate.
Kept that ball in front of him. That's a nice thing to do there. Nobody could advance when he's got it in front of him.
This home plate umpire got the right game today. He got 2 high-quality catchers. He doesn't have to worry about anything behind the plate. There's a swing and a miss for strike 1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Webb.
Would be nice to get the batter here, Kyle.
Yep. And there's a ground ball back to Austin. They're going to try to turn 2 here, and they do. So nice. CSP, great job by Austin White playing his position. He turns, throws it to Gabe Roth, who touches the bag at second and makes a bullet over to first. And CSP turns the double play to get out of the inning. So after 4, the Wolfpack leads 6-1. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Support for Wolfpack baseball coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided by Countertop Solutions in Clymer. Go Wolfpack from Countertop Solutions.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. The Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
Support for CSP Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by Clymer Hardware and Home Center, serving the Clymer area since 1873 with all your hardware needs at 8746 West Main Street and online at clymerhardwareandhomecenter.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack from Clymer Hardware and Home Center.
Welcome back, where the CSP Wolfpack are battling the Chautauqua Lake Thunderbirds and have a lead of 6-1 after 4 innings. We want to thank our sponsors for the day, and you hear them in between innings, and they make all this possible, and we want to thank them. And if you're out and about in the towns that they're located, ask that you support them any way you can.
I think I'm safe to say, Kyle, that we are probably the only team in the county that broadcasts the baseball games for our high schools.
I think you're right, which is a great thing, and appreciate Brian Silvis, the owner of Channel 98.9, of coming up with this idea, and they do a great job of providing both baseball and football coverage in the fall. Channel 98.9 will be broadcasting CSP football games. And speaking of football, right now you got your starting quarterback at the plate, Tate Catanese, here in the top of the 5th. Looked at ball 1. And there's a ball high, so 2 balls and no strikes to Tate.
Tate had a single and a double. Let's see if he can go for a triple. Well, might as well, right?
Might as well.
Or a hit. Just get a hit, I guess.
Man, that one's right back at me again. I'm a magnet today, Pat. That's 2 that came right back at me. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Tate. That ball, I thought that was going to hit him. But that ball's inside, so 3-1. Tate has...
That would help his on-base percentage, though, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
his on-base percentage is fantastic with all the walks he gets.
Looks like he's got another one.
And there he's got another one. So CSP with some speed on the bases now with the leadoff walk, and that's going to bring Grant Lictus to the plate. From a contact standpoint, this might be the CSP's hottest hitter right here, Pat.
Yeah, he's had a bat on the ball every time at bat today, and I think
last
yesterday
2 or 3
too.
games that he's really hit the ball, made solid contact. So, and there's a pitch on the inside part of the plate for a strike. So no balls and 1 strike. Is it Grant?
Tate's got a pretty good lead there at first, and they're going to check him back. Looks like he could get another step.
Now you're going to have to do those pants again tonight, Pat.
Got a whole weekend now.
That's true. You don't want to let them set them.
No, we'll probably soak them tonight, or Christy will.
There goes Tate. And Olsen comes up throwing. Good throw down, but Tate's got a good jump, and he's going to have stolen his first stolen base of the night. So that puts a runner in scoring position for Grant as he faces an even count at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Good eye.
Ball high and outside for ball 2, so 2-1. Blake Cope on deck for the CSP. And there's a foul tip. Gets back to the screen here. So that evens the count at 2. Ever since he got the white helmet, Pat, I think it's the white helmet.
Yeah, there's a little bit of power in that or something. Don't ever take that helmet off when you're batting. Ooh.
That pitch is inside, low and inside, so full count. Wolfpack with a leadoff walk to take Catanese and a stolen base. And now a full count to the number 2 hitter. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So out number 1 for the Thunderbirds, and that's going to bring Blake Copta to the plate. Wolfpack looking to get some insurance runs here in the 5th after leading 6-1. There's one right down the middle for strike 1.
Blake's been making some good contact too, so. Bat on the ball, even a deep fly ball, or move Tate up to third. But I'd rather see a base hit.
And there they're going to check Tate at second, and the second baseman wasn't even on the bag. So all that thing does for me is spell trouble if you're a Thunderbirds fan.
Yeah, that gets by him. That center fielder's really deep, so.
And there's a pop-up on the infield, and shortstop's going to call that off, and he's going to make the catch. So nice job by Henry playing his shortstop position. He's had a nice game for Chautauqua Lake today in the field. Done a nice job with ground balls to short and made that play look relatively easy when it really was somewhat difficult. It was over second base, shallow center. So 2 outs here, and strike 1 to Dylan Michael.
Ball in the dirt there.
Ball low, yeah. So 1-1.
Oop.
That ball was inside.
And Dylan
didn't never moved.
Nope.
Never moved.
He figures they got ice.
Like he didn't even flinch, Pat.
Nope.
2 balls and 1 strike. And they're going to check Tate again at second. He slides in safely. That one was a little closer than pitcher was checking something there.
I don't know what.
Two balls and 1 strike to Dylan Michael. CSP leading 6-1. And there's ball 3.
Dylan doesn't move. That
Nope.
one was awfully close to him again. That's fearless at bat right there. That's a fearless.
Yeah, there's a strike right at the letters. So full count to the number 8 hitter in the Wolfpack lineup. Tate Catanese stands at second. And that ball's outside for ball 4. So now we've got 2 base runners at first and second, and left-handed hitting Caden Beckering comes to the plate. See if he can find a hole somewhere. And there's a fly ball into right center.
A lot of people running for it.
And
nice catch by the
that's
right
going to come in.
fielder.
Webb's going to make the catch in left field. He had a long run there, Pat, to make that catch because they were shifted over to the right-hand side of the field with the left-handed batter up. But either way, CSP strands one, and
I think we've said that a lot in this game. Strands one, strands one, strands one. We've been scoring, but
yep. So after 4.5, CSP leads by a score of 5-1. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is brought to you in part by Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, a leading provider of new heat-treated and recycled pallets and wood services since 1993. Find them online at caflischpallet.com. Phone 716-355-4354. Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services wishes the Wolfpack the best of luck this season.
Support for Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Mosher's Carpeting at 8631 East Main Street in Clymer. Mosher's has carpeting and all types of flooring, serving the area for over 27 years. Online at mosherscarpeting.com.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. The Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
Welcome back as we start the bottom of the 5th inning where CSP leads by a score of 6-1 over the home team Chautauqua Lake Thunderbirds. And after 4 innings of very efficient pitching, Austin White is going to move to short and Tate Catanese is going to come in relief and try to pick up the save today. And with Austin going to short, that's going to shift Gabe from short to third. Everybody else stays intact defensively.
It's 8 and 9 Meadows, and Meadows are going to start us off, the number 8 hitter. He had a double in the last time at bat.
Tate's last outing was Saturday over in Bemis Point, where he picked up the win against Maple Grove. And there's a swing and a miss for strike one. As Pat mentioned, 8, 9, and 1 hitters, Meadows to the plate. And I believe, Pat, Meadows had a double last time up. There's a high fastball out of the zone, 1-1.
Is he the one that hit the dead fly ball to left field?
That Dylan tried to catch,
yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter here in the inning for the Thunderbirds. And there's a nasty curveball by Tate Catanese for strikeout number 1. So he's seen 1 batter, he's got 1 strikeout, and he's got 1 out. And that's going to bring the number 9 hitter, Nowicki, playing left field today, to the plate. I think he started in left. I think he's moved maybe to third base.
Maybe, yep. I think you're right.
There's a swing and a miss for strike 1. Tate doesn't waste much time. He comes in and gets the sign and gets it to home plate. No messing around. And there's that big curveball for strike 2.
Nobody's as fast as that young man last night, that Vasanti from Westfield. We
No.
couldn't even keep up with him, and all we had to do was talk about it.
Yeah, he was quick pitching some of that stuff, Pat, I think. Good waste there by Tate. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Nowicki. And there's a ground ball to first. It's just foul. So that was the curveball, and Nowicki was late on that. I think he decided to swing at last minute, but he stayed alive. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. There's a strike right down the middle for strikeout number 2. So 2 batters, 2 strikeouts for the sophomore from Panama, Tate Catanese, and that's going to bring the leadoff hitter for the Thunderbirds, Hughes, to the plate.
Flew out to left field last time at bat.
And
That's
there's a base hit up the middle. A good piece of hitting there by Hughes, and there's their first base runner of the inning. And that's going to bring number 3, Henry, to the plate, today's shortstop for Chautauqua Lake.
He had a base hit last time at bat.
He's had himself a pretty good game,
Yes.
particularly in the field. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. CSP leads by a score of 6-1, and there's a first pitch strike to Henry. Hughes at first base after the single. We'll see how aggressive Coach Cummings wants to be. And there's a little pop-up to right field, and Caden Beckerink is going to get underneath it. And that's going to be out number 3. So CSP gives up a single, but no other damage. And after 5, it's 6-1 Wolfpack. We'll be right back.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Support for coverage of CSP Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Triple E Manufacturing in Sherman. Triple E offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. 800-295-4282 or online at tripleemanufacturing.com.
In baseball, these are the moments that bring us to our feet.
But the most important moment happens when we all stand together.
United for a great cause.
So join Major League Baseball and stand up to cancer
as we stand in honor of all loved ones affected by this disease.
I'm Jordana Brewster.
I'm Candace Patton.
Joe Manganello.
I'm Matt Damon, and cancer has in some way touched all of us.
Visit standuptocancer.org/MLB.
Stand up with us.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Welcome back to Mayville, New York, where the CSP Wolfpack lead by a score of 6-1 over the Chautauqua Lake Thunderbirds here in the CCAA Division II league game. We mentioned earlier the standings in Class C. When you break it down by league, Frewsburg leads the CCAA Division II with a record of 14-2, 11-0 overall in league. CSP is second with a 10-3 record, 9-2 in league, and then Chautauqua Lake is right behind the Wolfpack with a 5-8 overall record, 5-5 in league play. And that's a first pitch ball to Austin White. And it's strike number one. Just looking ahead to next week, Pat, I think the final week of the regular season, CSP plays Frewsburg in Clymer, and there's a ground ball to the first baseman, and he's going to beat Austin to the bag. Good job by Ormsby over there at first base, and that's going to be out number one. But CSP plays host to Frewsburg, league leading Frewsburg on Tuesday night in Clymer. And then
we go to Pine Valley on
to
Thursday?
Pine Valley on Thursday. And there is a ground ball to the first baseman again. So 2 ground balls to first base and 2 outs. So let's see if CSP can do something different here.
I think that's why he doesn't swing at the first strike.
So 2 early outs here. And then CSP wraps up the regular season, Pat, I think next Saturday with a noon game at Salamanca.
At Salamanca, yeah.
And that'll be a treat for the kids, as Salamanca has a beautiful facility over there. So Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday next week to wrap up the regular season, and then everybody's 0-0 when it comes to the playoffs.
That's correct.
So 1 ball, 1 strike to Gabe Roth, and that's ball high for 2-1. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. 6-1 Wolfpack.
There's a
There's
base
a
hit.
good base hit there. Solid contact by Gabe Roth. We haven't seen that in a couple games, so good job by Gabe to get good bat on the ball there.
Trent's due also.
He is due.
So
Well, let's see if we can create a little 2-out lightning here. Got speed at first with Gabe and Trent at plate. And there goes Gabe. And there's a ground ball to third. This is going to be a tough play here, Pat. And Trent's going to beat it out, and that's going to get past the first baseman. And Gabe, who was stealing second, is going to round third and score. So there comes that deep fence in play, Pat.
Absolutely. He's got a long run if that ball gets by him, which
Yep.
it did.
And that was a really tough play by the third baseman. He had to backhand that deep in the hole and try to make a long throw. And that ball got by the first baseman. And Gabe was, because he was stealing, had a lot of momentum carrying around second and then even third. So
I don't think Coach Marino could have stopped him at third.
Nope. So 7-1 Wolfpack here in the top of the 6th with 2 outs. And now Trent Burchanowski on second. And Trent thought about
Nice
it.
stop.
Good stop by the catcher there. Boy, Pat, I don't know. Unless it was a foul ball, I don't know if we've had any pass balls back here tonight.
I agree. Both catchers are doing a great job.
So 1 ball and 1 strike to Tate Catanese. And there's a ground ball to the shortstop. And he's going to make the throw. That was close, and Tate's going to get thrown out at first, so good job by the shortstop and good stretch by Ormsby. So CSP again strands one, but they get one across the plate, and after 5.5, the Wolfpack lead by a score of 7-1. We'll be right back for the bottom of the 6th after these messages.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
This Wolfpack broadcast is brought to you in part by Cornerstone Restaurant and Bakery at 104 East Main Street in Sherman. The Cornerstone offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and baked goods. The phone number is 716-234-4002, or find them on Facebook. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Cornerstone in Sherman for their support.
Support for CSP Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by Clymer Hardware and Home Center. Serving the Clymer area since 1873 with all your hardware needs at 8746 West Main Street and online at ClymerHardwareandHomeCenter.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack from Clymer Hardware and Home Center.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. The Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
Welcome back to Mayville, New York, where Chautauqua Lake Thunderbirds are playing host to your CSP Wolfpack. And after 5.5 innings, CSP leads by a score of 7-1. CSP is going to face the number
3, 4, 5.
3, 4, and 5 here in the bottom of the 6th. One of the few games, Pat, this year where looks like we might go 6, 7 innings.
That's true.
Had a fair amount of games where we've won by 10 run in the 5th inning. So, and Tate Catanese is going to get his 2nd inning of the game, and I think he
did not hit him.
Boy, I thought that hit him.
Well, must have curved around him. The way it landed, yes. But
I know. It landed like it, yeah. Well, anyways.
But neither the umpire or the batter decided it was hit him.
Ball one. And there's a pop-up that's
Trent.
to second base. Trent's going to get underneath it, and Trent Burchanowski makes out number 1 of the inning on a little lazy fly ball to second. And with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th, that's going to bring number 21, the cleanup hitter Ormsby, to the plate.
Oh, there's one back.
There's one back to us. A little wild there for Tate. So he starts the at-bat, 1 ball, no strikes. These two would have gone at it in basketball. Two big men.
That looked good right there.
It did look good right at the knees, but
call the ball.
Umpire called a ball, so 2 balls and no strikes. There's a swing and a miss for strike 1. And there's a well-hit ball to right field. Caden Beckerink is right on it, and that's going to be out number 2. So good contact by Ormsby, but even better defense by Caden Beckerink. And that's going to bring number 17, C. Smith, to the plate.
This young man's had 2 hits this game. 2 singles.
Yeah, and CSP's not giving up a lot of hits, so
no.
he's their main guy. Yeah, he's 2 for 2, right?
Yeah. Let's not make it 3 for 3.
Yeah. And he starts him off with a strike, so no balls and 1 strike, 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th, 7-1 Wolfpack. Nobody on. And there's a curveball that Smith fights off, and that's going to be strike 2. So Tate up early, no balls and 2 strikes. It's about the 4th or 5th pitch in that Tate finally liked, and he got the fastball that he liked. And that is strikeout number 1 of the inning and out number 3. So a 1-2-3 bottom of the 6th for the Wolfpack. And after 6, they lead 7-1. We'll be right back for the 7th inning when we get back after these messages.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Support for coverage of CSP Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Triple E Manufacturing in Sherman. Triple E offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. 800-295-4282 or online at tripleemanufacturing.com.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is brought to you in part by Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, a leading provider of new, heat-treated, and recycled pallets and wood services since 1993. Find them online at caflischpallet.com. Phone 716-355-4354. Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services wishes the Wolfpack the best of luck this season.
Welcome back to Channel 98.9 and Facebook Live as we bring you live broadcast of the CSP Wolfpack Baseball. And today we are in beautiful Mayville, New York, where CSP leads by a score of 7-1 over the hosting Thunderbirds of Chautauqua Lake. And as we enter the top half of the 7th inning, CSP leads 7-1.
Looks like we may have some pinch hitters this inning, Kyle.
What?
I think
so. It looks like
Colin Sturgis is going to bat.
6, 7, and 8.
Colin's going to bat for Grant.
So Colin Sturgis getting his first at bat today. Pinch hitting for, as you mentioned, Pat, Grant Lictus. And there's a strike on the outside part of the plate. And the limited at-bats that Colin has gotten, Pat, he's hit the ball well.
You're correct, yes.
And there's a little pop-up.
That's a tough one right there.
That's going to be tough. Third baseman comes up throwing, and that's going to get by. And Colin's going to stay at first. So infield single for Colin Sturgis. ball got him in on the hands, and he did a great job of fighting that off. And that's going to bring
Tanner
Mahako to the plate. Pinch hitting for Blake Kopta. And Tanner looks at a first pitch strike. No outs. Colin Sturgis with the
infield blooper
That's for a single.
That, yeah.
And there's a ball in the dirt. Good stop by Olson for ball 1-1-1. Yeah, he was started in the wind-up, Pat.
Mm-hmm.
Coaches wanted him to. There's a ball in the low, so 2 balls and 1 strike to the pinch hitting Tanner Mahako.
Collins had a pretty good lead over there at first. High. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Yep. So Tanner looking for something that he likes here. Find a hole in that defense. And there's one right down the middle for strike 2. So full count to the junior from Clymer. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So out number 1, and that's going to bring Dylan Michael to the plate. What'd Dylan do his last at bat, Pat?
Dylan has base on balls, and he flew out to center, and he flew to and he grounded out to the shortstop today. So he's made contacts over the base on balls.
And there's a pop-up that's going to get
out of play.
Out of play. So strike 1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. So Smith up early. That was a good pitch. Kind of started over the plate, Pat, and worked its way back to the hands of the right-handed hitter.
Yeah. There's a base hit.
There's a base hit. So good job by Dylan Michael.
Collins got to get
down. Collins got to get down, and he is going to be in safe. So Colin Sturgis showing some wheels, getting from first to third on the base hit by Dylan Michael, and on the throw to third, Dylan Michael makes his way to second. So the Wolfpack have got some action here in the top of the 7th with runners at second and third and 1 out, and that's going to bring pinch hitting Drake DiDomenico to the plate. He's pinch hitting for Caden Beckrink. And he's first pitch swinging, and that's going to be a pop-up right behind second, and second baseman is going to make the grab, and that's going to be out number 2. So Drake sees one pitch that he liked and popped it up. And so 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Wolfpack leads 7-1. Dylan Michael at second. Colin Sturgis at third. CSP looking to add some insurance runs. And there's a well-hit ball that's going to get through by Austin White, and that's going to score Colin Sturgis and Dylan Michaels going to hold up at third. So RBI single for Austin White, and that makes the score 8-1 Wolfpack. CSP, Pat, today has scored a fair number of runs with 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, that's correct. Let's see if we can go an inning without stranding someone out there.
So first and third, Austin White at first, Dylan Michael at third, and Bryce Hinsdale steps to the plate. And there goes Austin, and surprise, surprise, Bryce hits one right to the first baseman because he consistently pulls the ball. And so that's going to be out number 3 of the inning. So CSP strands 2, but get one across the board. And as we enter the bottom half of the 7th inning, CSP leads by a score of 8-1. And they'll come back and try to close this out and get 3 outs in the 7th. We'll be right back.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. The Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
Support for CSP Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by Clymer Hardware and Home Center, serving the Clymer area since 1873 with all your hardware needs at 8746 West Main Street and online at clymerhardwareandhomecenter.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack from Clymer Hardware and Home Center.
Welcome back as we enter the bottom half of the 7th inning where CSP leads by a score of 8-1. So CSP 3 outs away from notching win number 11 on the season to go to 11-3. And they will face number 6, 7, and 8 hitters for the Wolfpack. So as we look ahead to next week, Pat, big game Tuesday night, not necessarily in the standings because I think Frewsburg's probably got the league wrapped up. Mathematically they don't, but you got to think that they'll win out other than the game on Tuesday night with CSP. But I think from a confidence standpoint,
that's what I was going to say.
For the
build
Wolfpack,
the confidence, yes.
Going into the playoffs because there's a high likelihood. There's a high fastball there on the inside part of the plate for ball 1. There's I would think a pretty good likelihood that CSP would face Frewsburg in the playoffs at some point.
Yep, and that ball went behind him. It curved in behind him.
Yep, so 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, I would imagine, the 4 top teams seem to be kind of the cream of the crop.
Yep.
Between
Gowanda,
Portville,
Frewsburg, and us.
Frewsburg and us.
Yeah.
But I thought Wilson was going to be halfway decent, but they've got a record of 6-4, 3-4 in league.
The only problem with that is we don't know what they're facing up there.
Yeah, that's true.
What kind of league they're in, or if they're in a league,
true.
or if they're just playing independence, or.
So, but Tuesday night will be fun. That'll be over in Clymer.
I heard it was going to be an early start, so they're going to have to reach out on Facebook or something to let people know.
There's a ground ball to second. Trent Burchanowski comes up throwing, and that's going to be out number 1 of the inning. So, good play by Burchanowski, and CSP down to with 2 outs remaining here. And that's going to bring number 13 Rivera to the plate. So Rivera pinch hitting for Webb.
Okay.
That ball was
high.
Let's just say it was high.
It was high.
So 1 ball, no strikes. Had a lot of juice on that, and there he finds the strike.
Yeah,
zone.
it was fast. That was for sure, but it was high.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Grant didn't even try to catch it.
No, he didn't. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2. 1 ball and no strikes. Being joined now by professional photographer Sherry Lictus.
I think she's been all over the field today taking photos. So
2 balls and 2 strikes to Rivera. And there's nice pitch on the outside part of the plate called strike 3. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. And that's going to bring number 11, Fairbank, to the plate. CSP with the 8-1 lead here.
1 out away of winning their 4th in a row. Be nice.
4th of the week, 5th in a row.
Correct. You're right. 4th in a yeah. Sure would like to have that Brockton game back, Kyle.
That Brockton game is could come back to haunt us. And there's a strike 2. So Fairbank is down 0-2.
Oop.
And
curve.
There's a curveball that Fairbanks bailed out on, and that almost came back in for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So 2 strikeouts for Tate Catanese here in the bottom of the 7th to close the game. And CSP gets win number 11, 8-1 over the Chautauqua Lake Thunderbirds. And
like you said earlier, a well-played game, though.
It was.
Defensively, it was a well-played game.
By both teams. I don't think either team had an error. We saw very few balls getting to the backstop.
1 pass ball.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's good job by the defensive.
Yeah, really nice defensive effort by both teams, and CSP got bad on the ball and hit the ball well today, and were able to get a fair number of runs today with 2 outs.
Yes.
And at times played small ball and stole bases and did everything right today. We're aggressive on the bases when they should have, and got bailed out at least once when they were shouldn't have been stealing. But either way, CSP picks up win number 4 on the week, their 5th straight, going back to last Saturday where they beat Maple Grove. And so as we mentioned earlier, CSP is now will face Tuesday night the league-leading Frewsburg Bears. If nothing else, CSP looking to gain some confidence against a good team and give Frewsburg their first league loss of the year.
Yeah, they're going to have to come in very focused on that one. I think last time we played them, we played a good ball game, but a few errors and few things cost us a few runs, and they only beat us 7-2. So they just got to come in and be focused and be ready to play.
So CSP with games Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday next week to conclude the regular season. All 3 games will be broadcast live here on Channel 98.9 and Facebook Live. So mark your calendars. And for Pat Catanese, I'm Kyle Hinsdale. CSP with an 8-1 victory over the Chautauqua Lake Thunderbirds. Want to wish all the mothers out there a happy Mother's Day on Sunday. Want to wish my beautiful wife a happy birthday on Sunday.
And my beautiful wife a happy birthday on Monday.
On Monday, yes, that's right. So our wives are celebrating birthdays on Sunday, Monday, and all the ladies are celebrating on Sunday. So with that, CSP 8-1 over the Thunderbirds. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you Tuesday night.
Thanks for listening to this broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball on the Channel 989 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream at channel989.org. This broadcast is presented by J. Edwards Insurance in Panama and Jamestown, Mosher Carpeting in Clymer, Land Pro Equipment in Clymer and Falconer, Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, the Cornerstone Restaurant in Sherman, Clymer Hardware and Home Center.com, Triple E Manufacturing, TripleEMFG.com, Countertop Solutions, and by Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer, LictusOilAndPropane.com.
Did you see like Dad was saying, look, if we were at these.
Yikes.
He's a 10 run on everybody.
You done here?
Yep, we're out. All right.
Bring it tonight and you just blow me off. Okay, just remember. Whatever.
Right here. How you doing? Good job, guys. People really like it. That's not what they paid. Get paid. Very good.
Yeah.
You're not done with this?
We're done.
I know, but